Hey everybody, welcome back to Taste of Victory. I'm TastyRC, and today we're joined by Cake, who just went undefeated as locals with this purple build in Booster Set 5. And some context, Lord Knight is the most busted deck in the meta currently, and he may have just solved the secret tech to destroying that deck. So Cake, you want to go ahead and start walking us through this deck profile?
Yeah, sure. So, first of all, we have some really spicy level 6 choices. So usually in JP builds right now, you see people either running Pluto and Tacti or Chaos and Tacti, but the secret spice is actually to run all three. As you can see, I run a three of each for Pluto and Gallant because each of them covers the matchups pretty well. So Pluto hard carries against Blue and Lord Knight, and Tacti just rounds off things that because we are in a raising area meta right now, so Tacti covers the matchups when people just want to total up, and then Chaos is just the glue that holds everything together. And then the deck definitely struggles against red, so I didn't bother taking any anti-red cards. It's not worth the deck slots. So as we go to our level 5s, we go into the best card that just released in BT5, BlackWarGrowlmon. He gives you a free rookie, and I'll go into the rookie choices later. We go into 2 SkullMeramons just for the cheap distributions, very important right now.
Yeah.
Because if you go for Mera, it goes to 3, because if you have a mat, you get 3 memory, so it gives you exactly 3 to go into a level 6. And then we run 2 LadyDevis just for some field clearing and the deck digging. Alright, so that's the level 5s, 8 level 5s. Also for level 7s, I just run 1 each. Sometimes you might run into a cranial one, especially in my local, so I run 1 Millenniummon for that. And this is actually the secret spice for Lord Knight, because Lord Knight players actually don't have enough minusing to beat Millenniummon twice. And Zwart is the deck dealing in Razor in purple. Without Zwart, what are you doing without Zwart?
Yeah.
Okay, then we go into the choices for champions. So I see a lot of people right now running a split of the 6k blocker and the 5k blocker. I don't really do that because the red matchup is a scoop anyway. Like against red Omni or red Greymon, you have a chance, but if it's Omni Shout, you just there's no amount of text can solve it. So I just go for 4 1-cost blockers, 4 Meramons, and 2 Devimons. You're already gonna be nuking stuff with Plutomon and just hardcasting Hell's Gate.
Yeah.
So there's not much reason to run full Vengeance, although 2 is still great. So 8 level 5s, 10 level 4s. Alright. And then we go to the true places where this deck shines, is at the rookies. So we have 4 Tapirmons. Yeah. So Tapirmon are the strongest card in this deck.
Oh yeah.
You brick, you just get Tapirmon and raising, you bring it out, you swing. It's a free 1 damage security check, as well as a free draw 1 or draw 2 if you have the baby Digimon, the DemiMeramon. And with ChaosGallantmon synergy, you can basically treat your whole your whole rookie lineup as a toolbox. Then we go into 2 Gazimons. With Gazimon is just an all-around great card. It helps in the red Greymon matchups with those metal Greymon decks. It helps against yourself, against Lilithmon. It helps against blue. It helps against Lord Knight when they run Patamon. It's just such a good card. I used to run 1, but now I ran 2 before the tournament. Really good card.
Cool.
Vanillas are super important in the deck. I'll keep them here and explain why. And then we have 4 Guilmon, the standard. If you run ChaosGallantmon, there's no reason not to run 4 Guilmons.
Yeah, when deleted by effect, gain 1 memory.
Pretty much. And against the specifically like other matchups like purple or red, you actually have a lot of they actually have to think a lot of times before they want to kill it. So why do we run 4 vanillas? I wish we could run 6, but we really don't have the space. It's because with Devil's Claw, it's if we have mat on the field, which gives us 3, we can just hardcast a rookie, and then Devil's Claw for exactly 3, and that gives us exactly like 3 to kill any level 4 or below. So we can kill champions and blockers on the field. And that's so free. With Guilmon, we can hardcast Guilmon and do the same because it makes Devil's Claw 0 cost.
Yeah.
So
strong combo.
that's one of the So Devil's Claw is ran at 2. I run 1 Earthshaker because I find it quite bad. Because with Hell's Gate, you always have the time to use it. But with Earthshaker, if you can't use it, it's just a dead card. So I only run 1. But this can be run at 2, so I run 3 Hell's Gate, 1 Earthshaker, and 2 mats.
Yeah.
So the deck itself is very strong. I think it has the counter to most things in the meta. It just cannot really deal with Omni Shout because they're too fast. But even then, it's not like completely unwinnable. You have chances, especially if you draw into your early vengeance. So hence why I run 1 Xiaomon and 4 Demi.
Nice, that is a super spicy deck. It looks really good. Do you want to walk us through your matchups and how those went at your locals?
Yep, so it was a 4-round locals. My first match was against Omni Shout. So I got a little bit lucky because he didn't get an instant turn 1 memory tamer. So in those matchups when you see Omni Shout, you really got to hope on 2 things. You have to hope they don't have the memory tamer, because if they do, you cannot stop the Omegamon. So he didn't have his memory tamer. I was just choking him out of memory with the good memory placements. That's why you run Vanillas as well. And if they do have the BT5 Omega, which luckily did not happen to me, you could always go into the Vengeance Swing and then Hell's Gate. So I got lucky there, and he brought BT5 Omni way too late, and I took the game. But it was still a really close game. I was at like the second last card in my deck. Alright?
Yeah.
Second round, I faced off against Lord Knight. So second round was against Lord Knight. The Lord Knight matchup isn't too terrible for this deck. This deck actually likes the Lord Knight matchup a lot more. It's pretty much skill based because with the Mega lineup right now, it makes the deck a little bit brickier. But basically, usually your games will go like this. You'll have, is it alright if I set up like just a generic playing field?
Oh yeah, go for it. That'd be cool.
Alright, so like generally you'll have like you hatch, you get a rookie, and then you get a champion. And then you'll always try to get a level 5 in your raising. So when you get a level 5 in your raising, and you get 3 Megas in hand, you basically become the best deck in the format, because if they go into a level 6, Pluto handles the level 6. If they go into a level 5, Chaos deals with the level 5. If they go to nothing, Tacti deals with the empty bot.
Yeah.
So this is the spice of the deck. By running all 3 Megas, your no situation is unbeatable, because this deck just handles everything. I think it probably has no bad matchup other than just
Omni Shout.
Red Omni Shout.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything else is pretty much just pilot based. This deck is, if you know the matchups well and you pilot it enough, I think it could probably beat any deck in the format. So one thing with Lord Knight is it's really not that difficult, because they get Lord Knight in race, they bring it out if they're smart, so they'll bring Lord Knight out. They'll swing, like Lord Knight cannot OTK, that's one thing people forget. So if you're at 5 security, just take it. Then next turn, you go out, you Pluto, and then you just go from there. So they have 4 Lord Knights. We have much more things than just 4 cards, and we have recursion. So we'll win the grind game eventually. And with ChaosGallantmon, we get to swing for free with a rookie. Then the third game was against Fuse, a Lilithmon Fuse deck. And that one was a bit tricky, but because my deck is faster, we could just raw Gallantmon into a rookie and just start swinging with the rookie. And the combo with Chaos with the level 5 is that you can just bring out just Digiverse 3, get a rookie out, and swing. It's like your swarm potential is high. Like this deck isn't afraid of Takumi, it isn't afraid of anything. Probably Yamato, so Matt and Tai, that's probably one of the scariest tamers, because we really rely on our level 6s. But yeah. And then the last matchup was against Security deck. And that was my first time fighting a Security deck.
Yeah.
So that's, I would say this deck's second weakness is probably unfamiliarity. If you don't know how to deal with the matchup, this deck doesn't play itself. So I think I went the right move, because I just started spawning a lot of stuff with foreground, hence why he's so OP. He lets you just storm the field. I just decided to build up to a 7 field, just take the damage because he can't kill me one shot. And I just swang a 7. I just swung a 7. And oh yeah, one thing to note is that WarGrowl's Inherited says that on swing, you kill one of your units and it unsuspends. So it's just, you can OTK people out of nowhere. And one thing people seem to forget is that most of Purple's Megas are just naturally 12k, and that's huge.
It is.
Yeah, no defeats in this deck because there's no space, and if you want to run defeats, you'll probably run in a Megidra list.
Cool.
So.
Nice. That's very interesting to hear. So yeah, so it sounds like the hardest matchup is definitely Omni Shout builds. You want to explain why that is?
So the thing about Omni Shout is that this deck is meant to be the ultimate counter deck. So whatever they play, you can respond. But the fact is, Omni Shout is you cannot respond to Omni Shout because one of two things are gonna happen. They are gonna hug. So they are gonna hug. So this is, let's say this is their stuff. So they're gonna hug the rest area. They're gonna build up Omni Shout. They're gonna bring out Omni Shout. If they have a Tai Chi, this is like 4 to 5 security. They're gonna swing. They're gonna swing at you, and I run 5k blockers. Even if I run 6k blockers, it doesn't really matter that much. So they'll swing. I either block or I don't block, and then usually you won't have blockers that early as well with this deck. So you'll lose 3 to 4 security, and then they'll go into BT5 Omni. Let's say you survive that, you block the BT5 Omegamon, and guess what? That thing is protected. So Pluto can't answer it because it has protection against destruction once. Yeah. So your best bet against a deck like that is to get. First, you have to be able to identify that it's Omni Shout immediately because one turn late is one turn lost. So you have to have Devimon in the raising, and then you need to have Hell's Gate or Pluto to pop off on. If you don't have this too, and they get the perfect hand to draw into BT5 Omegamon, you just lose that. Because nothing in the deck goes to 14 other than Zwart. And one of the other reasons is because you have to bet. So they don't have to bet anything to win. So they just need to draw into they naturally draw into their blitz things because they have the top 5 searcher, one of the best searchers in the game, Xiaomon. They just naturally play. They don't even have to overextend. They need to really hard break, or they need to not get the memory tamer early for you to have a chance at winning. If they do get like a decent hand, you just lost. Like there's nothing this deck can do. And you can tag for it, but even the tags don't really change much. You can change the blockers to 6k and stuff, but as long as BT5 Omni exists, there's not much ways for Purple to deal with Red without severely hindering the LK matchup. So because LK exists, and plus, you can still win. Like I won against my first Omni Shout player. So it's not like an unwinnable thing, but you just don't want to see it.
Yeah, you don't want to see it. You gotta work harder. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. That is such a good list for this booster set 5 meta. That is so cool. So if there's anything else you want to add about your deck, or is there anyone you want to shout out?
I do want to shout Tessero though. Tessero and Antimony from the Discord. Tessero with his purple knowledge to help me like come up with ideas for this list, and Antimony for helping me playtest Seek as well. Nice. So those two people, shouts for them. The thing I'll add is that I think with how the meta is developing and the new start decks with Ulforce and stuff, I do think Purple will definitely drop a little bit because of the fact that decks are they have more recovery options, especially the Warp Distribution would definitely hurt Hell's Gate quite a bit because you're Plutoing into them, and then you already have a level 6, so they can just warp the Digivolve back. And the memory boost would definitely help the deck a little bit, but I feel like Purple will definitely drop in the future sets. But I still play Purple.
Yeah, it's a fun deck for sure. All right, awesome. Thanks for coming on to the channel to the deck profile. Okay, congratulations on your undefeated run at locals. The deck is really awesome.
All right, thank you very much for having me.